Good afternoon and welcome again to the Customer Experience Management Africa Summit 2017. With me this afternoon I've got Mark Drummond from neuroscience. Thank you, Mark. Welcome to the interview today. What has your experience been? Please introduce yourself as well. What has your experience been of the summit this year?
Well, first, thank you for having me. It's been our first exhibition at the summit. We sponsored one of the main awards on the awards evening that was held 2 nights ago, which went really well, very well received. So we sponsored a 250,000 Rand research project to the winner of the Consumer Insight Award. Which is great, which was multi-choice. So congratulations, multi-choice. We're looking forward to working with you. The rest of the conference has been really well. I think it's been really well received. We've had some great feedback from a lot of the delegates, and we look forward to kind of seeing in the last few keynotes this afternoon.
Cool. What exactly is neuromarketing? I think you guys probably have actually coined that term in the industry. And how is it different to the traditional market sense?
Great. Well, neuromarketing is a new form of market research where we use consumer neuroscience and biometric technologies to better understand the implicit subconscious responses of consumers to an experience. So we're really interested in the emotional journeys that a consumer has while they're having an experience. And neuromarketing allows you to tap into that using the best technology that's available. It's quite a multidisciplinary field, so we draw from the academic realm of psychology, some economics, and then obviously marketing. And it's quite a multidisciplinary skill set. And so we found it's been great for clients to be able to really tap into kind of the hidden underlying emotions and motivators that drive consumers to behave in the way that they do.
So emotional analytics all the way around. Great. What types of technologies do you use, and what can you tell us about the consumer experience that we don't already know?
Great. Well, I'll just quickly run through a few of them. So we work with eye tracking technologies. So we understand what grabs people's attention using eye trackers that really map the user experience from a visual perspective. Then we use a whole lot of other different neuromarketing technologies to really understand the emotional core and sense of why people are responding the way they do. So things like facial coding. So you might know that from popular sort of TV programs like Lie to Me that use facial coding in that. So facial coding, galvanic skin response, verbal analytics, a whole bunch of really interesting, cool technologies that really give us that kind of underlying insight into the consumer experience and what's actually going on with them. Yeah.
So multi-choice in terms of the award winner this year is going to get exposure to that type of capability moving forwards. Is that exactly what I understand?
Yes, exactly. So they've got an opportunity now to use this kind of prize to kind of put towards understanding the consumers better. So we do everything from website usability testing through to in-store experience assessments. So it just depends what their current research need is. Hopefully they'll be put it to good use and they'll be able to gain deeper insight into their consumers and how they behave and respond to their various marketing, messaging, and advertising communications.
Understanding that this is the first time that neuroscience have been at the event, it'll be interesting to see next year in terms of throughout the next 12 months what that experience is going to be within multi-choice. And I think you all must be extremely excited that you've provided multi-choice with this capability to be able to do so. Would you be keen to spend some time with us again next year in terms of giving us an update as to how multi-choice embraced this particular type of prize?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think for us it's been an amazing experience to be part of this event. We've really found value in engaging with the different clients and kind of understanding their pain points and trying to figure out how best we can apply the technology to answer their questions. So yeah, we'll definitely be back next year, hopefully with some really positive results from the work we've done with MultiChoice. Because we're looking forward to just exploring neuromarketing in general. It's quite a new field. Consumers, they're quite open to it in terms of taking part in our studies, but the clients are still a little bit nervous because of the newness. And whereas with traditional research methodologies where you kind of rely on focus groups and questionnaires, etc., with our technologies we can finally actually untap and get to that subconscious motivation behind their actual behavior. So I think it's a huge opportunity for clients. I think they're being very open to it, we look forward to taking it forward on this journey. It's been great so far, so I can't wait for next year.
I'm sure you can't. So that leads me on to the next question, effectively, because MultiChoice is now going to experience this. But in terms of the examples that you potentially have with regards to various applications in neuromarketing, are they available to CX practitioners now? I mean, do you have implementations where your technology is actually being rightfully used to do just what you've described to us?
Yes, definitely. So essentially, if a consumer can experience something, we can assess that experience using our different technologies. So everything from online user experience and mobile app experience all the way through to an in-store experience. We just apply different technologies depending on the research objectives and the type of experience that we're assessing. So we've done a range of projects from creating wine based on a winemaker's experience of different wine profiles, all the way through to helping a telecoms agency understand how their consumers navigate their website. So, whatever the consumer experience is, we can actually assist in understanding those subconscious implicit drivers behind that experience and find ways to optimize it. Because ultimately, we want our clients to create better products, better services, and for the consumers to have a better experience at the end of the day, which is essentially what we're all in the game of doing. Yeah.
So being able to actually contextualize the output of the analysis is an extreme component to that, to be able to actually work out what to do next in terms of bettering not the behavior but the engagement and interaction with the customer. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, our customers spend a huge amount of money in trying to firstly understand their consumers, but then also to communicate to them in the right way and to actually, meet their needs as best they can. So we spend a lot of our time looking into that and understanding, okay, well, what is that emotional journey behind that, and how can we optimize it? Because we're all emotional beings. We all make decisions based purely on our emotional drivers. So you've really got to understand those and harness those if you want to, be successful in business nowadays, especially when it's such a competitive landscape. Clients are really looking for that competitive edge to take them to the next level.
Right. So do you see more competitors moving into the space? I mean, understanding that the emotional aspect of a customer engagement and based on the work that you're doing here at the moment, do you think that the neural side of things and the emotional side of things will become more of a prominent feature at the CEM potentially next year?
Yes, definitely. I think we've already seen a lot of the keynote speakers have been speaking on the topic of emotion, because I think we all intuitively know that it's a key driver in the whole overall experience. But I think as we learn more about the brain and our bodies and how we process information, I think it's going to become more apparent that that we actually need to really tap into those emotional cores to really drive consumer behavior and sort of engage with them on an emotional level, as opposed to sort of just trying to sell products based on rational kind of thinking and arguments. I think we're seeing a big shift in that globally around having to drive emotional engagement is key for the consumer experience. Not even just within this conference and context of the CX practitioners, but also for any brand or marketing manager out there who's trying to sell or create an offering.
Sure. So what would your message be in terms of brands that are not looking at this emotional capability that you now have? What would your message be to brands like that are either considering it or haven't considered it? The ones that are on the journey already, they're well underway. What would you put out to brands that are still waiting to potentially make a decision on looking at the emotional aspects of engagement?
Well, I think firstly they can go to our website, neuroscience.com. I'll just do a little punt there, because that's the first place to start. But essentially, I think it really is about really questioning why consumers are engaged with your product or your service, and really try and unpack the emotional side of that. And it's not highly complex. I mean, you hear the words like neuromarketing and consumer neuroscience, and people think that it's a bit out of reach and it's a bit complex and it's not something that they won't be able to understand. But the principles are very, very basic and rooted in like sound academic research. So take advantage of that. Read up as well. There's lots of literature that's out there that's readily available in an easy format to digest, which anyone can read from some very intelligent people who have really shown that they know what they're doing in this space. So I think just spend some time reading up about it. Just Google search neuromarketing, see what comes up, explore, read, understand a bit more, but feel free to contact us, and we're happy to engage with clients to make them more aware of what this type of technology can do for their business.
Brilliant. Mark Drummond from Neural Sense, thank you so much for spending some time with us on the interview today. We look forward to seeing you next year. Any closing statements from your side?
I I mean, that's been kind of the theme of the conference has been putting your consumer first, and I suppose to add to that is really put their emotions first as well. So there's a lot of talk around human to human engagement now. It's no longer about B2B or B2C. So you've got to treat your consumers as humans, and as humans, we're emotional beings. We make emotional decisions. From buying a house to buying a car, which are some of the biggest decisions we ever make, which are purely often emotionally driven, all the way through to buying a chocolate at the supermarket. These emotions really drive our behavior, and take the time to really try and unpack and understand those drivers, and give us a call, and we're happy to chat and have a coffee and sort of explore that together.
We're then going to take a look at what the emotional side of drinking coffee would be then. Superb. Mark, again, thank you so much. Mark Drummond from neuroscience. We're going to return back to the Customer Experience Management Summit live for a follow-up interview. Mark, thank you again for your time and amazing work that you're all doing. And thank you for sponsoring here at the Kinetic Customer Experience Management 2017.